What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, D&O commentary. We got Sonary 1103 versus Brains 472. Keep in mind these ratings have been reset, so that's why they're so low. We're only a mere 4 days into the format, something like that. Yeah, so everybody started from 0. No, actually, I think you started from 100 on Dueling Network. So we saw Monk used. That was met with an Effect Veiler. Once again, he's going back to the Monk well. Raiden was he attempted to go with the counterplay of Raiden, but that was met with Solemn Warning. So, looks like he is finally able to get his Dark Law set up, but I think it cost him 2 match changes. So, I guess this will show you that heroes are still definitely alive, even with 1 copy of Rhoda, which it hurts Teller Knights more than it hurts fucking heroes, because they can just play emergency call. It's the same thing. The only difference the only thing it doesn't search is just like Goblin Bird, and that's it. So he ran into Damage Juggler. I have to think that he just simply wanted to get that in the graveyard, because if Dark Law was out, then let me read Damage Juggler right quick. You can activate this by discarding this card. Okay, yeah. Okay, so you'd still be able to use Damage Juggler's effect because it says nothing about having to go to the graveyard. However, if you did use Damage Juggler's effect while under Dark Law, obviously you would not be able to banish it because, it wouldn't be in the graveyard. Now, this is pretty obvious that when you activate Damage Juggler's effect, the cost being to remove it, your opponent will immediately try and go for the match change, playing the Dark Law, thus guaranteeing them at least 1 card with the long arm of the law. So, I guess basically it will be, can you get rid of the long arm? Oh, it looks like Brains is not playing a traditional hero build. He's playing some D heroes in there. Alright, let's see if Destiny is with him, is with him. Sorry, sometimes I can't pronounce my words. Chaos Sorcerer goes down. And Tricklon is summoned. Maybe an Instant Fusion going to be played as a potential follow-up play, or he might go with another Performance card. I'd love to have a Book of Moon here if I was Brains. Book of Moon would just be so clutch. Whatever XC you summon, just book it. You know what I mean? Just don't even have to worry about, don't worry about the XC itself. Just book it, whatever it is. Alright, so Hat Tricker is going to be summoned, and yeah, this is where your Book of Moons come into play and stuff like that. Now, I wonder if he's going to go for an XC like Dark Rebellion that can attack over it without having to detach materials, because, you always got to remember, with Dark Law, if you detach those materials for like Castel or something, they don't come back. So instead, he goes for the Trapeze. It's Trapeze Magician, right? There it is, Trapeze Magician. He's just going to attack, and ooh, Dark Law goes down. This is why I like Storming Mirror Force so much in this format, guys. So Dark Law has to rest in pepperonis, and Trapeze Magician could have been like an Ultra. It came out of what, Clash Rebellion? I feel like it could have been like an Ultra. Like, the card is like really good. There's so many cards in that set that could have been higher rarities, but weren't necessarily. But it's a 72-cent card, so. Shoutouts for Konami keeping it cheap. Alright, so Destiny Hero Diamond Dude is summoned. He whiffs on that effect, but obviously he could go for a rank 4 if he wants. Probably Castel or 101 seems to be the best choice. I'd go for 101. I think most decks still play 101. Nope, goes for Castel instead. At least with Castel, you're able to get rid of Trapeze Magician and kill not Hat Tricker, but kill the Trick Clown at the same time. If he pays 1,000, which looks like he's going to. This way, if you're Sonary, why not? You're either going to take 2,000 or take 1,000. You might as well take 1,000. You know what I mean? It's cost efficient for your life points to just pay the 1,000, get your Trick Clown back, and you know what I mean? Just take half the damage. All right, so Brains he's up 1 card in card advantage here, but with not hat engine, but with the performance engine, so explosive, so resourceful, you never really know. Alright, a set card comes down for Sonary, and you wonder if maybe that's another performance monster that he doesn't necessarily mind it dying. Obviously a Trick Clown would just come right back, and Damage Juggler, it's not that big of a deal if it's in the graveyard. Plague Spreader Zombie. Okay, didn't see that one coming. And looks like Brains just passes, goes back to Sonary. You know what? The thing about Heroes is not a very good deck playing from behind or playing even when it doesn't have Dark Law. Like, the deck kind of can struggle. We see a Lumina summoned and pitches a Wolf. I guess it's Lightsworn. Ooh, Vanities is played as a counterplay. And this could definitely be GG Nari here. If, he doesn't have a way of making any type of advantage. And this is exactly why you gotta run, what's the card I'm thinking of? I can't think of it right now. The card that when you take what's it called? When you take damage, you get to blow a card up on the field by banishing it. I can't think of it right now, but I played 3 on my Lightsworn, and for some reason I'm drawing a blank as to what the card is. It's really good in standard Lightsworns, but if you're running Performages, then I don't know if you'll like have space for that and whatnot. I mean, it's a really good out to floodgate cards. Alright, so basically we're just seeing Castel beatdown. I don't think Brains is gonna summon anything else unless it's like Neo's Alias, and that's pretty much it. I don't even think he'd summon a Diamond Dude, to be honest, unless he was pushing for game. That's pretty much it. Like, there's no reason to summon any other monsters. 2000 is more than adequate enough to get over anything Lightsworn's gonna summon. I mean, the only thing that could pretty much take it down is like a Jane or something like that. Alright, so we see back and forth, probably just going to see constant Castel attacks, affect Veiler. That's really not going to stop much attacking. And at this point, Brains he constantly racks up advantage as we know that Sonnery is probably not going to be running many traps, and looks like we're going to game 2. So this is, I guess, really just a Lightsworn deck with a little bit of a Chaos Engine, because we saw Plague Spreader and Chaos Sorcerer. But then he's also running Performages too. Those kind of mix in with the Chaos Engine, and then they give your deck a whole bunch of utility on their own. I still can't remember that freaking card though. What is that card? That's, oh my god, this is gonna bug me all day. I cannot remember it. When you take damage, you banish it. People were playing it in Shadows with Mathematician. I can like picture it. It's right on the tip of my tongue. Now it's I was close, and then it just faded away. So I'm thinking, if your Brains, like, I don't really think I want to, like, I don't think I actually want to side in that much stuff for a Chaos deck that's completely dependent on the graveyard when I'm running Dark Law, which essentially makes it so your opponent doesn't have a graveyard. Like, yeah, I don't really think I'm doing that much here. I think I'm doing minimal siding. Maybe I might take out, like, you know, 1 emergency call or something like that, or 1 Diamond Dude. But for the most part, I'm just keeping everything the way it is. I don't think that the mirrors, they do see some, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much people really play Light Mirror anymore. You would think, oh, Cosmos, but half of the deck is dark now, you know what I mean? So, like, maybe when Cosmos first came out, you could play Light Mirror against the deck, but now that the deck is like half dark, like, it's really not that good. Dark Destroyer is dark, and, you know what I mean? Wicked Witch, like, there's so many dark cards in the deck now, it's like, it's not even that good against it. Alright, and also, Sonnery's deck is like, kind of chaosy too, because we saw the Plague Spreader, the Chaos Sorcerer, and whatnot. Opens up with a Diamond Dude. It's not a very strong opening unless you end up ripping something. Rip a Destiny Draw, a Regeki, you know, a Rhoda, Emergency Call, something that's pretty good. Phoenix Chain is not exactly what you want to rip. I don't think Phoenix Chain is a super strong card this format, and like, the only deck that I would still really think Phoenix Chain could be super strong in is, I don't know, man, like Tellarknights, because of Trevor, and like, that's it. When Solemn Notice comes out, I think Phoenix Chain is going to fall off the planet, because I think that it essentially serves the same exact purpose, but it's like way better. And it being spell speed 3 means no Forbidden Lance, it means no Mystical Space Typhoon, it means no, you know, no other quick effects that can be used to chain, no Book of Moons. I don't know. I think that Silent Notice is just going to take over its place. It doesn't stop an attacks, but it also stops special summons. So it's like infinitely better. We see a Minerva summons. It's a real shame that nobody ever has this card too, by the way. Oh, Solemn Warning. And you know, I wonder if he should have just simply attacked first. When he summoned Damage Juggler. I was so certain he was just going to attack, and I think that that definitely would have been the right play, because if Damage Juggler dies, like, do you really care? I mean, I don't think that you actually care if Damage Juggler dies. You're just like, oh, well, okay, my Damage Juggler died, who cares? But he could instantly follow up with an instant fusion or something like that. So Sonori's thinking about this. Bro, if you know a spell speed 3 that activates from the hand, you're better than me, because I can't think of any in this game's history. Like, I can't think of anything that you can do here that would actually be a response to Solemn Warning. There are no spell speed 3 there are no spell speed 3s that activate while in hand. So he may be trying to think of his next play or something like that, but yeah, I think that his goose is cooked as far as the Minerva getting on the field. I just don't think that's gonna happen. Now the Diamond Dude, it's really important that Sonori gets Diamond. Diamond Dude's not one of those cards. It's like Kurikuri Burrito, or it's like Burrito, or you know, any of the Sylvan monsters. Like, you don't want those monsters staying on the field, because those are just multiple chances for your opponent to get like pluses and pluses and pluses. And eventually, if you give them enough opportunities, they will hit something good. You know what I mean? So those are just monsters that you don't want. You don't want a Sage Koya sitting on the field. You don't want a Diamond Dude or a Burrito constantly switching from attack and defense, and your opponent's drawing cards over and over again. Okay, we see a Hat Tricker summoned off called the Haunted. Once again, I don't quite understand why it's not in attack mode. I guess he can simply search off of Damage Juggler, another Hat Tricker, and use his effect though. So I guess that kind of makes sense. And he can go into another rank 4, but like, he's had multiple opportunities to just run over the Diamond Dude. And if this doesn't work out, it's going to be no one's fault but his own. Alright, so Mind Crush is played on Hat Tricker, and it's going to get Mind Crushed. He'll get a pick at his opponent's hand, and again, he could have simply put Trick Clown in attack mode and attacked over the Diamond Dude, but now it's locked in defense. Now, if you have an instant fusion or some other play here, then obviously you can just, oh my god, see? Oh man, I don't understand what Sonori was doing. Dude, you had 2 opportunities to kill this Diamond Dude, and you effectively just let it just, oh man. Now he whiffs with the Diamond Dude, but he can go into an Exceed play here, and that's what you don't want. He could have just easily killed Diamond Dude, just run it over, put Hat Tricker in attack mode, just attack over it, or excuse me, not Hat Tricker, but put your Trick Clown in attack mode, run it over, and now Brains has the Wombo combo. So I mean, you could see you're not gonna see an OTK here. Well, with Castel, you never know, but I don't think he's gonna kill him here potentially. Maybe if he had double sovereignty, like if he had double sovereignty in his hand already, maybe. Well, no, because when he exceeds, he gets to blow up a card and draw. So, nah, I still don't think he can OTK him. I think he can OTK him if he gets an instant fusion. Then, yeah, then you're talking about potentially an OTK. But right now, I don't see him doing 7,000 damage. I see him doing a lot of damage, though. All he needs to do, I would go into Ouroboros. I feel like it's a better play than Deltaros. Actually, hold on. Yeah, okay. For a second there, I was like, wait, why is Trick Clown's defense 1600? I'm like, it's attack 1600. Alright, I would go into Ouroboros. I would pop the Trick Clown. I would take a card out of Sonori's hand, and then I would attack with the Diamond Dude. You're sacrificing some damage as opposed to getting your Deltaros, but like, in advantage terms, it's better. Like, it's a better play. Unless you're absolutely going to kill your opponent this turn, which you already probably know. Like, if you're basing it off the next card, then that's like silly. You're like, oh man, if I draw an instant fusion, no. You know what I mean? I would try, I think he's doing the right play here. This is the play that makes the most advantage. Not the most damage, but it's the most advantage. So, ooh, Plague Spreader is hit, and I don't think Sonori is that mad about that. He's like, you know what? I think I'm gonna probably use that next turn anyways. So Hat Tricker's going down. He'll eat 2750 to the face. And the question is, will Brain set? Okay, well, that has been answered. Looks like he's setting multiple cards. I was just wondering if he was going to set one card. He says, nah, dog, I'm going to set multiple. Oh, and we know, oh my goodness, the Mind Crushers are real, guys. As Raigeki is taken out of his hand, Stream sniped. Well, obviously he knew that he had a Raigeki because he just saw his hand in the previous turn, or a couple of turns ago, when he activated Mind Crush on the hat trigger. So he knows pretty much what's in Sonori's hand except for like the newly drawn cards. And you wonder, oh my god, of vanities! This guy has everything going for him. I guess the Diamond Dude honestly doesn't really matter that much now. The Diamond Dude still being on the field, but vanities is flipped over, and you'd like to think that he knows if his opponent has any cards that can out the vanities or not. So very clutch Mind Crush not only saves both of his monsters, but kind of dictates how he's gonna play and how he's gonna make his plays. Alright, so we see Trick Clown searched. Now I think that Brain's done goof, because yeah, he can simply attack over it. I think he forgot that he had a damage juggler in the graveyard. RIP to your vanities, dog. You just kind of lost out on that vanities. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So he does get to keep his Ouroboros. There will be no third encore for the Diamond Dude effect. But I still think that Brains is at advantage, even though technically he's neg 1 in the duel, because he has the big monster. Wait, can we see a BLS sighting? No, in fact it's a Black Dragon. Okay. Now he is giving up Black Dragon's effect though for Castel, but he actually can get Trick Clown black, or Trick Clown back, not black. All right, so Black Dragon's effect is pretty much null and void now. Trick Clown will cost him 1,000 life points. He'll get it right back though. Alright, 2250. And actually I think Sonori's in the driver's seat now, man. Strange turn of events. That vanities could have been a misplay. Okay. A hero lives, pays out that life points. And you wonder if maybe he'll just go straight into Dark Law now, because I would think he'd want to just get rid of Trick Clown. I don't think that the Castel is even relevant, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think Castel is very relevant, because it's not like you can rank it up into another card. But I would consider going. I mean, I never like not getting my +1, but you know, I would really consider just going ahead and going into Dark Law, running over the Trick Clown, so my opponent can't exceed. Nope, looks like he's not going for that. He's going for instant fusion. Okay. And Dark Rebellion Exceed Dragon, maybe that could be a legitimate play. It actually depends. Castel, he might be able to just kill him here with Castel. If you Castel the Trick Clown and you Dark Law over the Castel, then your Castel can just attack directly and you just win. So as long as he has a Castel, he could just win this turn. He has enough damage to win. The main thing is you have to make sure Trick Clown obviously can't get summoned back, because it can block an attack effectively for 1,000 life points, and you don't want that to happen. But yeah, all he needs to do is Castel the Trick Clown, and no, okay, well, Castelling the Castel, same deal, whatever. Castel, so he's going to Castel the Castel. Yeah, I guess it really doesn't matter what you Castel. As long as you have Dark Law, then you basically win. Because obviously he could have went into Dark Law, he could have attacked over the Trick Clown, it would have gotten banished, and then he would have been able to attack directly. The only thing that would have stopped him would have been another damaged juggler. That would have been the only way that he would have lost. So, some fairly, I guess, anti-meta decks here, guys. Thank you for watching.